Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Max Sports Entertainment. My name is Deepak Shankar, and here we're here to break down two games: Lucknow Super Giants versus Gujarat Titans. The first game today here in the IPL, and then you also had um, Mumbai Indians versus Royal Challengers Bengaluru. So let's start out with LSG versus GT. LSG first innings they score 164 for 8. Match in Lucknow, and not the easiest wicket to bat on, but overall just not enough runs. Really good bowling attack that Gujarat has was on display. Mohammad Siraj, I'm looking here, 4 overs, 19 runs, 1 wicket, economy less than 5. That's great stuff in terms of a lot of dot balls and pressure being built up. Kagisa Roboto was a little expensive, but he was still able to take 1 wicket, and he's a very seasoned and very veteran bowler. So there's obviously more than enough faith that he'll be able to turn things around. At least in my view, Prasidh Krishna leaving off right where he left off last year, being the Purple Cap winner, 4 wickets, economy of 7. Just another outstanding day at the office for him. And Ashok Sharma showing more and more each match, 2 wickets. And then the bright spot for LSG really was Aiden Markram, but overall, just not a lot of great innings overall. A couple of players with some decent starts, but no one really able to score 50 and really have a meaningful co- um, productive innings in terms of really making an impact on the scoreboard and making a difficult chase for Gujarat Titans. And so, that was the end of that. And then Gujarat Titans came into bat, and as is the story with a lot of their matches, it really comes down to their top three. And so it's that big three at the top. Sai Sudarshan, 15 today, but he's capable of a lot more of that. And so he'll be able to, in my view, catch fire in the future, get back to that form. He has been in the IPL for the last couple of years now. Shubman Gill, just doing Shubman Gill things, playing a couple of really nice, beautiful shots, especially the one he hit down the ground, straight drive, holding the pose, the face of the bat. Just beautiful to watch. He scored 56, and then Joss Butler, great to see him get back to form after the T20 World Cup. He had struggled for a little bit, but now he's back in form. He'd scored 60 today, and he's had a really nice start to the season, and that's a huge plus for Gujarat Titans to be able to get that type of production from him. And then you look at the bowling for LSG, it is better than what it was last year. But you have Mohammad Shami, he had a wicket, but still the economy was a little expensive, close to 10. Prince Yadav bowled pretty good. He's one of those emerging fast bowlers, new for India, 4 overs for 31, economy about 7.5. Digvesh Rathi, same type of thing, same exact economy actually, 7.5. Took a wicket as well, but overall, just I think not enough runs on the board and a pretty easy chase in the end for the Gujarat Titans, and so they get a win. They make it 2 in a row on the trot, and so climbing their way up the table and getting back into that sort of really good form they have been in last year, and then 2022 when they won it, 2023 making the final, and so Gujarat Titans just doing Gujarat Titan things, and on they go to the next match, and then LSG. It just seems like, they're not. They're not. I think they're better than they were last year, but overall, just not quite the same level of Gujarat Titans, and it's just you don't see that explosive ability with the bat or the ball with them. And so it just seems like they're a very sort of average or below average team in my view, and it'll be tough for them to, be able to string together a series of wins. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But and then also for them, Nicholas Puran, obviously a lot of controversy around him retiring very abruptly and quickly from international cricket. And since he's done that, he just hasn't been the same IPL player, especially this year. Hasn't gotten off to a great start. Poor strike rate today, 19, but it took him 21 deliveries to get that 19. So I'm not sure. I think he'll be able to find his form, but At this rate, I'm not sure. It's been multiple matches now, and we'll see how that sort of carries on with him if he can get back to the player he used to be, which was very dangerous and just very lethal middle over left-handed batsman. And so um, that was that match. But then here we move on to RCB versus Mumbai. Let's go RCB. Let's go. Bouncing back nicely from the Rajasthan match in nice fashion, losing the toss. Mumbai putting in RCB to bat first. And so it was a very flat wicket, small ground, Wankhede. There's always going to be a lot of runs. And just the firepower for RCB was on display again. Phil Salt, it was good to see him have a really nice inning, 78. Really had a couple of overs of just, especially off a spin off of Markanday and Satner, just 20-run overs, multiple boundaries consecutively, and just instantly putting the pressure on the bowlers. Kohli, another half century for him. I think that's 65 or 66 now for him overall in his IPL career. This one, not so great. It was a good anchor role, but it did take him 38 balls, strike rate very low. And he missed out on a lot of boundaries, I thought, that on almost any other day that would have been boundaries, especially for a player of his caliber. So just not a bad day necessarily, but one that I don't think Kohli himself even would look back too fondly on. And then really the story I thought of the batting was Rajat Patidar, just continuing his brilliant form as a captain and as a batsman as well. 53 off 20, and at one point it was, I believe it was 44 off 11. And so there was a point where it was looking like he was going to have one of the fastest, if not the fastest, IPL 50s ever. But unfortunately, but he was able to get to 50, but then he got out shortly after that. But his immediate intent coming out, 4 fours, 5 sixes, 265 strike rate. I mean, just took the fight to the bowlers. Very quality bowling attack of Mumbai as well. You got Bumrah, Shardul Thakur, Mitchell Santner, and he just had his way primarily with a lot of them. And so it was just a great innings from him. And then Tim David doing Tim David things, finishing 212 strike rate, 34. Just the big, tall, strong, muscular guy, just able to hit 4s and 6s in the death. That's his job. He does it very well. And so he was able to sort of get that last leap for RCB to put up that really good score of 240. And then for, Mumbai, I mean, oddly enough, Jasprit Bumrah, I mean, obviously we all know he's the best bowler in the world, but, today he was still good, 4 overs for 35, but no wickets. It's just odd that he's bowled a lot of dot balls and his economy hasn't been very high, but he just hasn't been able to take those wickets and break partnerships like that. So I'm sure a player of his caliber would be able to figure that out eventually and start taking wickets, but it's just a little bit of an odd paradox to see with him in relation to that. Trent Bolt, I think, probably past his prime at this point. Not quite the bowler he used to be. At 4 overs for 50, nearly 13 and over. In terms of economy, just way too expensive. Mitch Santner had a rough first over, but was able to bounce back nicely after that, where he gave up 20 in the first over, but then finished with 4 for 43. So really only about 20 runs or so off the last 3 overs. He picked up a wicket. Shardul Thakur, he picked up a wicket, but he was expensive. 2 overs for 32 runs. Mayank Markanday, 2 overs for 40 runs, same sort of thing. So just very expensive for the Mumbai bowlers, a lot of them who have played international cricket at a high level for their respective nations, just haven't been able to come through. And it was a big score that RCB were able to put up. And then coming into bat, they got off to a great start with Rickleton and Rohit Sharma, but just unfortunate with Rohit Sharma. He had to retire early with the hamstring injury. Obviously, hopefully he's okay. But really after that, it just felt like the required run rate kept climbing and climbing. And it was really a game-breaking spell when Suyash Sharma came into bowl, took 2 wickets, and only gave up 8 runs in that first over that he bowled. And it was two big wickets as well. It was, Ryan Rickleton, who was already set. He was on 37, striking the ball at close to 170. And you also Tilak Varma, who can be a very dangerous player himself. He was able to get him out very early. Only was able to score one today. And so just another great outing from him, and it's good, especially for our sake, for my sake, and as an RCB fan. I think him being an impact sub, an impact player, just was not it. I think it's better for him to be in the playing 11. His spin, his variation, the googlies, the regular leg spin that he can bowl. It's very challenging, especially in the middle overs for batsmen to hit boundaries. And so, to me, he just has to be a regular for RCB going forward in every match. And regardless of conditions, whatever the circumstances are, if he's healthy, he has to play. And so he had a great performance today. But overall for MI, how did they cut a good innings? 40. Trevane Rutherford, 71, 230 strike rate. I mean, he was just blasting boundaries towards the end, even though the match had kind of already been over for a while at that point. But it just like I said, the run rate just kept climbing to 14, 15, 16, etc. And it just never felt like Mumbai really, after the 10th over, had a realistic chance of coming back. And so it was a great job by the RCB bowlers to be able to limit that damage. And so in terms of our bowling, really also another person who should be shouted out today is Rafiq Salam, 2.5 overs, 23 runs, 1 wicket. He bowled, especially 1 over in the power play. He bowled really well. I think he only gave up 7 or 8 runs, especially when they were at that point going at close to 12, 13 runs and over, and were on track with the required run rate in the power play. So he bowled really well. A lot of good variations, back of the hand slow balls, good Yorkers, length balls. He was really able to mix it up nicely. So great effort from him, and hopefully he's okay as well with his calf. He looked okay towards the end, but I guess wasn't allowed to play, which I thought was odd in terms of bowling in order to finish the match. So I thought that was a little odd, but it's good to see that I think he's okay. And if he can really bowl like that consistently and provide that solid fifth bowling option for RCB with Hazelwood, with Bhuvi, Suyash Sharma, Krunal Pandya, then it just takes RCB to a whole nother level where we know about the batting firepower they have and what they've shown this year, and really historically. But to me, it's about bowling, and that's how you win IPLs and how you win titles in general. And so solidifying that bowling attack with him would be huge. And so he bowled really well today. So great job to him. Krunal Pandya, going back to him, he also bowled really well. 4 overs for just 26, less economy of less than 7. Again, same thing, really great variation. Obviously, his signature with the the bouncers, changing the pace with deliveries, being able to bowl all sorts of different lengths, and so he's really coming to his own as an off spinner, and he's just tough to get away. He's tough to read. Batsmen aren't really ready for whenever the slower ball is going to come, and no one's really been able to play it. And it's just such an unconventional, odd delivery that batsmen they don't know what to do with it. They're just like they're clueless. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to that. But just another great day at the office for him. And Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 4 overs for 38, just a regular day for him. Didn't pick up any wickets, but just always reliable, always consistent, just a true professional. Most wickets ever for an IPL pacer, and so he's just always rock solid. You know what you can get out of him. Jacob Duffy, I think, his best balls can be really good, but overall he is very inconsistent and can be very expensive today. 4 overs for 58, a lot of wides, 4 of them to be exact, economy of close to 15. So I think it's a little bit tough with this Josh Hazelwood situation of him not being able to play back-to-back matches. But, I think Jacob Duffy is good enough to sort of manage in the meantime in matches that Hazelwood doesn't play just good enough, whereas Hazelwood can pick up a lot of those same wickets at critical times, but also keep that economy farther down in terms of being more consistent with line and length, and really being able to shut down batsmen much more so than Jacob Duffy. So, but overall, great performance. RCB moves to 3-1, MI 1-3. So with RCB just ho hum in third place right now in the standings, and so just cruising along, having a great start to the year. Whereas Mumbai, it's very surprising. You look at their team on paper and it's just great player after great player after great player, veteran player after veteran player, but they just haven't been able to put it together so far. It just hasn't worked out for them. Quite a few changes have happened, but a lot of it, MI always does this thing. This thing of starting off slow and then picking it up towards the end of the year in classic Mumbai style. So we'll see if they're able to do that again. They'll be able to get Will Jacks back soon. And a lot of the rest of their team is set. So, it's it'd be surprising still to me, even from this stage, that if they don't make it to the top four and make it to the playoffs. But you never know. Crazier things have happened, for good and bad. So we'll see if they're able to turn it around, because right now they're lower down in the table. And so a lot of underachieving from them so far. But if they're able to put it all together overall, in my opinion, they're as dangerous as anybody and should be taken very seriously. So you never want to discount Mumbai. But RCB, let's go. Doing our thing. 3-1. Just another routine win, another win as captain for Rajat Patidar. First time RCB has beaten Mumbai in Wankhede in back-to-back matches, so that's a big thing. Same thing with going back to sort of breaking those demons, sort of like including this year after having finally lifted the cup last year with CSK 2 matches ago, where this is the first time they've beaten CSK 4 straight times in a row in general. So really just a changing of the guard, changing of the tide. It's great to see. Obviously, me being a RCB fan, so hopefully it continues, which I think it will. But still a long season, a lot of cricket ahead. A lot of cricket ahead, and so looking forward to the match tomorrow. We got Rajasthan versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Should be an interesting match. I would say I would take Rajasthan to win that. Unbeaten. Sunrisers bowling attack a little weak, very weak actually, especially with no Pat Cummins, no really reliable bowlers that you really trust to produce big breakthroughs and consistently great spells. And Suryavanshi, what more can you say about him that hasn't already been said by people all over the world? He is just an absolute freak of nature at 15 years old to be able to do what he's doing. And he's a nightmare to deal with. And really right now, nobody has an answer for him. So we'll see maybe if Sunrisers are able to find an answer, and if they can pull off the upset against RR, or if RR will remain undefeated. So it should be a good one. And those are the 2 matches today in this Sunday doubleheader. But that's all I had for today. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. And again, my name is Deepak Shankar, here with Max Sports Entertainment. And thank you so much, and have a great day.